Hook. The road to Wimbledon glory has officially been revealed, and it couldn't be more dramatic. The 2026 Wimbledon draw is finally out, setting the stage for 2 weeks of unforgettable tennis at the All England Club. But this year's tournament already feels different. The defending champion is looking for redemption. One of the sport's biggest superstars is missing. A legendary champion is chasing history. And the draw itself has created blockbuster matchups before a single ball has even been struck. So, who has the toughest path? Who caught the biggest break? And who will be lifting the most prestigious trophy in tennis? Let's break it all down. Introduction. The championships officially begin on June 29 and run through July 12, as the world's best players arrive in London for the third Grand Slam of the season. Every Wimbledon draw tells a story. Some players are handed favorable paths. Others find themselves trapped in what fans call the section of death. And this year, there are plenty of storylines. The biggest headline: World number 1 Jannik Sinner begins his Wimbledon title defense with enormous expectations resting on his shoulders. Sinner's quest for redemption. Last year, Sinner finally conquered Wimbledon, defeating his longtime rival Carlos Alcaraz to capture the biggest grass court title of his career. Now, he's back as the defending champion. But his confidence took a serious hit just weeks ago. In one of the biggest surprises of the season, Sinner suffered a shocking second-round exit at the French Open, ending his Roland Garros campaign far earlier than anyone expected. Rather than playing additional grass court warm-up tournaments, he chose to rest and prepare specifically for Wimbledon, believing the extra recovery time could work in his favor. His opening opponent is Serbia's Miomir Kekmanovic, a dangerous first-round test, but one many expect the top seed to overcome. The bigger challenge may come later. Because waiting in Sinner's half of the draw is Novak Djokovic. Djokovic's final chase. For Novak Djokovic, every Grand Slam now carries historic significance. The 7-time Wimbledon champion is chasing an incredible 25th Grand Slam singles title, a record that would further cement his place in tennis history. The draw places Djokovic in the same half as Sinner, meaning the two could meet in a blockbuster semifinal. Djokovic opens against Wu Yibing and, on paper, has a manageable route through the early rounds. But with every passing year, questions continue to grow about whether the Serbian legend can still survive 7 demanding best-of-5 set matches on grass. Yet few players understand Wimbledon better than Djokovic. And that alone makes him one of the biggest threats in the field. The missing superstar, perhaps the biggest surprise surrounding this year's men's draw, is who isn't playing. Carlos Alcaraz will once again miss a Grand Slam as he continues recovering from a wrist injury that has sidelined him for months. The 2-time Wimbledon champion has not yet returned to competition, removing one of the tournament's biggest attractions and dramatically changing the championship picture. Without Alcaraz, many believe the title race has become far more open. Instead of another Sinner versus Alcaraz showdown, new contenders suddenly have a real opportunity. The other contenders. Alexander Zverev headlines the opposite half of the draw after arriving with fresh momentum from his recent French Open triumph. Taylor Fritz, Jack Draper, Daniil Medvedev, Felix Auger-Aliassime, and several dangerous outsiders also stand between the favorites and the final weekend. One first-round match already has fans buzzing. Taylor Fritz versus Jack Draper. Many tennis followers have called it one of the toughest opening round matchups imaginable, with some describing that entire section of the bracket as brutally competitive. Sometimes, the draw itself becomes the tournament's biggest storyline. And this may be one of those years. Fan reaction. As soon as the draw was released, social media exploded. Many fans celebrated the possibility of another Sinner-Djokovic showdown. Others were disappointed that the two landed in the same half, meaning they cannot meet in the championship match.